Shalom, balance, paradise, righteousness, all back up in the lab. One more again. And as you can see, I got the man with me, the man right cheer, Akonne, the Jedi, Wanliss.
Jeez,
What do you
jeez.
do, man? What's happening?
Boom. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's very, very good to hear your voice again, man, and very good to see you. Yeah, you look well.
Definite. Give thanks, sibling. Give thanks. And good to see you in good spirits.
Thank you,
Um,
man.
you know, after your performance as well, after, I mean, you know what? Let's just jump straight into that, yeah, man. Let's just jump
Let's
straight
get into the
into
juice. Let's get into the fat.
yeah, man. Let's get into the meat, man. We've got
Yeah.
past the fat, man. We're getting straight into the
Oh
meat.
yeah. Okay. We're getting to the meat, man. The main
Definite, man.
course.
Yes, main course style, man. So, Bellator, you had that fight. Didn't go your way.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that. Let's unpack the fight. Let's unpack the fight before we even get anywhere else with that, yeah. Because you was up against someone who was very experienced. I didn't know he had that much experience. And
I did.
well, of course, you prepared for
Yeah.
him. I think you did excellent, man. You could have given up multiple times. This is what you do, though. This is what fighters do. They go out and they put it all on the line. A lot of people, the feedback I got from that fight, I'll even mention Josh Thompson was saying, yo, Akonne looked fucking good in that fight, man. I'm interested in seeing what's next for this guy. You know.
That's interesting to hear from Thompson, actually. Big shout out to him. He's a real. I spoke to him in November after my performance in November. And he was he doesn't really speak much to people that he doesn't know, I don't think. But I never spoke to him before that. I've seen him in my last two showings before that. Seen him 2 times before that show with Tim Barnett. And yeah, after he came over to him and gave me some good positive words and said, look, you keep performing like how you're performing, you are going to be more than a superstar in MMA in general. And I still believe that. I don't need someone to tell me that I know that in my head.
Yes.
I know that in my heart. But it's good to hear from I would literally call him a legend. He's been in MMA for a long time. He's put down the graft. He's put down his time. He's fought the who's of list everywhere. So definitely was good to get that respect from him.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear that comment from him after that performance.
Because it was, as I say, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've watched it and you can see areas where you thought, I mean, there was parts, Akonne, in that fight where I thought, yeah, man, this is going to be over. You've got this. There was about 2 moments and I thought, if you just threw the knee or you know what I mean, or just did a little bit of a transition, I thought, man, this is you, man, this is you.
Do you know what? The best way to sum up this fight is frustrating. It's just, I went in there and like, we'll always be real here. I was real the last time, so I'm going to be real with you on this one. And it's not to make any excuses. It's just being real. I'm not going to hide things from you guys. So leading up to the fight, a lot of stresses. Everybody goes through a lot of stresses. It's been a madness this year. It's been 2020 lit down. It's been a 2020 lit down for everybody.
Yeah.
So leading up to the fight, a bit crazy. Then I get to my fight week and things don't go to plan. Like my cooker breaks. So I have to outsource a cooker. And then like I'm constantly stressing over just like over random things because things at home, which I won't discuss. I won't discuss too deep. Things at home just wasn't connecting. Just something mad out the blue came. But it was handled as best as it could. Just bad timing, right? So then now in fight week, my decision making seems to be a bit off because the night before, after my weigh-in, I eat a steak, and I don't eat steak. And I don't know why I ate this steak, but I ate the steak just thinking I'll be fine because everyone else eats steak, I don't normally eat steak. So I'm having now the shits from that night all the way up until my fight. So I feel like walking in, it's playing on my mind that my electrolytes are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And I just felt like me truly watching that fight, everyone who says it's a great performance, I'm not taking it away from them. I'm saying, thank you very much. I appreciate you. But I know what I'm capable of. And I know that was just a 50% version of me. I felt like I looked flat. I wasn't thinking intelligent enough.
Yeah.
I
agree
was
with
just
that part.
overwhelmed. Yeah. I think I was overwhelmed with the experience. And I was just too much in my head. And it's a learning curve. And I'll take that on the chin that I didn't perform. I'll take that on the chin. And he performed, and he was the better man on that night.
Definitely. I mean, I think you hit on a key thing, and obviously we didn't know until you've alluded to this external traumas or events were taking place, which, you know, unfortunately is not going to get your mind or keep your mind where it needs to be, which is, you know, it's time to fight. And as you've alluded to, it did kind of see in you. Now you're saying it, yeah, I think you did look a little bit more flat than usual, but it was your decision making. I don't think, as you say, you wasn't thinking fully. Well, if you know what I mean.
So I wasn't even thinking that hardly at all. I was thinking, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna catch him, and he knows that.
Yeah.
Smart, 17 fight deep.
Yes.
Could almost call him a veteran. He knew that I just need to keep running. Need to keep moving.
Yeah.
Tag him, keep moving. He's not chopping my legs, which I normally do.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
He's not chopping my legs. I can do this all day, which he can, because that's what he does. You know, I didn't go for a takedown. I didn't try and chop him up in the clinch. It's just a few things that trust me when I say this, the resurgence, the return of the Jedi is gonna be mad. Yeah. Mad. Just because I know. It just,
you know, sibling, and we know the potential, man. We just need to see that physically manifested somewhere in a, you know what I mean, in a mixed martial arts capacity. So okay. So the fight takes place now. Didn't go your way. Yeah. So from what I'm thinking, from what I'm hearing, I'm thinking, yeah, man, you know, from the performance you did with that, you know, almost, as we could say, a veteran, a very experienced fighter. It wasn't like
took him
all the way.
Over. Yeah, it's not like I got run over.
Far from it. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, they're short, you know, on fighters and stuff. It's this pandemic stuff. You had an excellent outing. Like, when are we going to hear the next thing for Akon? Like, who's he going to be fighting next? You know what I mean? So pick it up from there, sibling.
So yeah, I'm telling Bellator, like, look, I've got no injuries. I'm good to go. Like, get me on Paris. I said I want to come back in Paris. So I said that before the fight. And I'll be honest. I wanted to finish Alfie and clean him out and then get on Paris. But I heard Paris was full anyway. So I wanted to go on their next show and get up. And then so I kept in good contact with them, as I normally do. And then randomly, like, news was released that my manager's ringing off my phone on one Sunday afternoon. And news was released that I got released from Bellator. And I was like,
what?
I was like, huh? Literally, I kept saying to him, I said, "No, you're lying. You're lying. Because you must be joking." I said, "Why? What's the reason of me getting cut?"
And no conversation?
No conversation from them personally, myself. I did get to talk with one of the matchmakers. Big up Jude. He did call me personally, and we did speak.
Okay.
I don't know if that gets him in trouble. Sorry, my bad, but it's just real. You get me? Like, so. Thank you for doing that. But Bellator themselves didn't really reach out to me, and didn't say nothing. Didn't express their thoughts or feelings prior to this decision, and just cut man loose. Along with another bunch of fighters, which don't make sense too, because a lot of them, you know, if you lose 2-3 fights in a row, badly, I expect you to get cut. I expect you to go. Come on, man, you got to go and build up.
Of course.
But when you, without blowing smoke up, we talk about facts. When you take out a prospect in under 2 rounds, and then take out a former world champion in 56 seconds.
Exactly.
And then on their show, and then go and fight someone 3 times as much experience as you, who's going to fight for the title apparently next, and then come with to a decision against him, and then get caught. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. If you want to build him and you believe in him, you know, I'm talking from a business prospect. But I'll tell you, Noble, from me, there's a big silver lining. It's a massive silver lining.
Oh yeah.
Because now I'm a free agent. I can fight on any show. I could find myself back on Bellator if I wanted to. Oh no, you know. I'm not gonna say no, because I'm a fighter, and that's what I do.
Prize fighter.
I'm a prize fighter, and that's what I do. And I don't burn bridges in terms of, I don't take it personally. I know it's business. Business is business, isn't it?
Yes.
So, but this is definitely lit more of a fire in my soul, in my heart, just like what coronavirus did, where it made people sit down and think, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? And I from going into this game, from going into MMA from the start, I've always wanted to be the UFC champion. And that's just kind of like now opening up a hell of a lot more now that, you know, the crossover from Bellator and UFCs, they're kind of at loggerheads.
Indeed.
Sort of thing. You know, it's very, very few athletes get crossed over from them.
Very true.
Very few. So being a free agent and going a different route, possibly up in UAE or, you know, them sort of places, possibly around there, is definitely sounds like a better route to build up and become a champion out there and dominate and walk into the UFC and dominate from there too.
With some excellent credentials. I think, you know what, that does sound very sensible. I mean, obviously, as you say, the aspiration based upon the marketing position of the UFC is that's the place to go. You know, that's where allegedly, quote unquote, air quotes, the best fighters are. But the decision, as you say, to maybe go around about way to potentially position yourself to get there, I think number one, financially is going to be good for yourself. 2, for the experience in every aspect as well, and also exposure to these different markets.
100%, 100%. Because, you know, I'll tell you, sometimes I forget that when I'm fighting Alfie, fighting these guys like Alfie and fighting Tim Barnett with like, you know, 13 fights and 17 fights, I forget I've only had like 5 professional fights. I do forget. I'm not going to lie to you, because I feel like I'm at that level and so much more. I feel like I'm at that level. So it's like, to be able to, you know, hit the brakes, maybe it's not really hitting the brakes, it's just to be able to have more control of your career and really fight a lot more often, because being a free agent, I can do that now. I can get out there 5-6 times in a year and really put the pedal to the metal and grow as a mixed martial artist in live combat. So Bellator, good, really good promotion, but I just didn't even before COVID, we didn't get enough fights. I didn't really get enough fights.
And I think with 2 things on that, I'm surprised because I hear very good things about Mr. Scott Coker. That he's a really down-to-earth person. He doesn't mess fighters over and stuff, and doesn't, you know, do like an Uncle Dana kind of thing. So that's number one, surprising. And number 2, that they've positioned in regards to the owners, that's a massive organization, an absolute, well, not even organization, conglomerate.
Massive.
With lots of money. So I'm surprised that they didn't take, after UFC's first few events, take that model and say, you know what, if they're going to do it, Bellator needs to be doing it as well. It can't just be the UFC only game in town. So that's
Mm-hmm.
it's surprising. I don't understand that their model. Maybe the board is very cautious in regards to this COVID thing, and they said, well, let's wait as long as possible until we can, put fights on.
Well, I think the difference with it is that when you've got this segregation, slight segregation of Europe and the Bellator as a
Yeah,
whole.
yeah,
So Bellator as a whole, they're doing a bag of shows in America. It's brilliant, but I don't see them bringing no European fighters over there.
no,
No European fighters making them active as maybe people would like to, or maybe people would. And I know it's just really hard with COVID. I don't know. I don't know the implications or how hard it is to run a show. So when I do see shows on, I have nothing but good good things to say about the
yeah,
people that got the shows running, because Lord knows I know how hard it is to go to the supermarket. Never mind put on an
this
MMA
is
show.
it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm speaking about before COVID, how things were, and how I'd like to see like more shows going on in Europe
Yeah.
under that Bellator banner. But it don't matter to me now. Obviously,
Mm.
I can do my thing.
Bellator, one fighting championship. You've got Ryzen, um, PFL.
Yeah, you
We've
got
got
Brave. You
Brave,
got
yeah.
UA. Yeah, Brave UAE.
There's a
You got
plethora.
you got Cage Warriors.
Oh yeah, good old
Yeah.
Cage Warriors in it,
Good
indeed.
old Cage Warriors.
Who have
There's
sent
a lot of
quite a
legit shows.
lot of people to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
A
That
whole
they
load.
have. They have, man. But yeah, they're good. I just believe you. I won't say enough. I won't say enough. I
Mhm,
don't really know. I
mhm.
don't say much about Cage
Yeah,
Warriors.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
mixed reviews. Mixed reviews of Cage Warriors as an
yeah.
athlete.
Well, to be fair, my impression, and obviously this is from the outside looking in, is it Paddy, the owner, the guy?
That owns it. I think it's Graham Bullion. Graham Bullion.
Okay, Graham. Sorry,
Yeah.
apologies. I don't know why I've said Paddy. Graham. He seems to be like a mini Uncle Dana.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to be kind of thing. That's the kind of persona I get off him, but just a UK version, so it's less a little bit more toned down kind of thing.
Oh, so is it Uncle Dana? Is it an Uncle Dana a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know.
Well, Uncle Dana is, from what again, this is outside looking in, he's
Yeah.
hard, man. Unless
Yeah,
you've got a
yeah,
big name, it's fuck you, boss. Pay like you weigh, earn your
yeah.
fucking stripes, man. Ain't no
Mm.
free rides here.
That's true. It's true. But I guess when you're talking about the elite of the elites and the top, the biggest promotion, you can't have no riffraff. You can't,
Yes.
you have to, you can't have no water under the bridge and stuff like that.
That's true, but what I'm talking about is once you're actually there. So as I say,
Mm.
most I don't think I've heard any fighters say, "Oh, Scott Coker's he's an idiot. He doesn't know what the hell he's
Yeah, yeah,
doing. He's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
terrible
yeah,
man." But on the
yeah,
other
yeah.
hand, we hear lots of stuff about Uncle Dana.
Mm.
Some goods clearly,
Some
but a
good, some
lot
bad.
of it is kind of like, "Whoa, how are you doing that?" Like, oh, okay. So let's look at this then. Let's do a slight detour. So Rocky
Oh,
Edwards,
yeah.
yeah,
Ooh.
who should have
Taking him
been.
out the rankings.
This is what I'm talking about, sibling, right? So Rocky
Whose
should have.
decision is that though?
He's got an influence on him, man. Come on.
Because I swear to God, who makes these rankings? Because after I beat Tim, I only went up, yeah, by five. I went up to like 40 something. And Tim was top 20. Tim was 19, I think he was. And I said, what the
Yeah,
is going on
yeah,
here?
yeah.
So similar, but back to Rocky, yeah. I do think it was out of order taking him out of the taking him out the rankings. I think he's been put back in now though,
It's now
back to
been put
three.
back to 3. Yeah,
He's now back to number 3.
yeah.
But it was a bit like rah, due to inactivity and not really his
Well,
not really his fault. because it
Well,
was inactivity during COVID and
this is the thing. Now, as Dana White has said multiple times, there's fighters who want to fight and don't care about the, in essence, let's be crude, they don't care about the consequences in regards to this COVID thing, right?
yeah.
So they're going out there and they're doing it, and they're fighting, and some people are having a lot of success, having a quick turnaround, not being injured, all good. From a fan's point of view, we're getting to see the content. But then you've got people who are like,
Yeah.
whoa, I'm not too comfortable of like dropping everything and traveling thousands of miles and then having to quarantine. Like, I don't know what's going on, kind of thing. Rocky was in a position to fight the ex-champion.
Yeah. Especially at the start.
And they cancelled that
I
thing.
remember that, yeah.
And look, T Woods, as they call him, he was
T Woods.
moaning. I shouldn't need to come to London to fight no Rocky Leon.
T Wuss. That's what we should call
Yes,
him.
this
He
is
was
it's
moaning hard. He was actually moaning. I
hardcore.
remember.
So if that would
Big
have
time.
happened, let's paint the picture. If that would have happened, Rocky would have took him out in the third round, let's say, third.
Maybe sooner.
Exactly, maybe sooner. So
Compared
then
to that last performance.
exactly. Unfortunately, T Wood, he was an excellent champion, but he's done. Stick a plastic fork in him, he's done.
Agreed.
Yeah. So he would have done that there. So then clearly he would have been the number one contender. So then he would have fought Usman rather than Jorge Masvidal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we would have had that part two, and that would have been the part two, and we would have seen exactly what was up. And it wouldn't have went how it went the first fight. It wouldn't.
No, hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. It's going a complete different way.
Exactly.
Complete different way. And taking my biasness side out of it, I know that Leon has all the tools to get that
of course.
done.
You know it
cleanly.
You know it. The improvement.
Taking my bias out of it, man.
But even
though maybe I
biased
can't do
in.
that still.
Well, look, biased in or biased out. Use the work rate. Look at the win streak and look at the improvement every single fight. Now, don't get
leaps and bounds.
Don't get it twisted. Usman, the Nigerian nightmare, he's put in some work, and you can see some improvement, especially in regards to his striking. But it's leaps and bounds when you compare the two. Rocky's heads and shoulders, and you know what it is? It's because, unfortunately, Rocky's very reserved. He's not on the Ningram. He's not on the damn Twitter calling people all kind of foolishness. Yeah, he's not on that. He just wants to get in there, do his thing, and get out. Now, because of that fact, he's being penalized. They think that he's not marketable enough because he's just reserved, and this is my opinion. Maybe there's something else lying under there why they don't want that to happen. But like, this is the uncrowned champion we got here representing Birmingham.
Big time. And I've always thought that about Leon for a few years. I've always thought, like, even when the Masvidal situation came about, I was like, you got to throw some respect on Leon's name, man.
Yep.
People are going to start, like, I don't know why the fans, some of the fans are like that. They're like, they just kind of forget what Leon's done in the UFC. An eight fight streak in the UFC. Never let alone the welterweight division, and never let alone in the top 10, in the top 5, in the top 10. You've got an 8-fight winning streak.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's unheard of.
It's very unheard of. It's very unheard of. You got the champ. The next in line is the champ. That's it. That's who he's got to fight.
Yeah.
Next in line is the champ. So, but with the hype and stuff, that it's just seems to not really taken off for him, as in terms of getting a hype behind him. I don't believe he needs it. I don't believe he needs to have the hype, but I definitely feel maybe he would. Does he really have to talk himself into a title fight?
Nah, man. You know what?
I don't think he should have to.
No. You know what? As we've highlighted, pardon self, his work rate and his wins have proven this. And you listen to any MMA podcast, and they'll bring up Leon Rocky Edwards, and they'll say exactly the same thing. How come he hasn't fought for the belt yet?
Yeah.
So the real analysts, the real fans know exactly what time is. I mean, look, Jorge Masvidal, game bred. That's the title. That's his moniker, right? He's down to do the thistle anytime. He assaulted Rocky in London, right?
And still running.
Still running.
It's still running to this day.
Now let me just highlight this point, because we're not dealing with no road thing like he was fighting people in the back garden for money. This is an organization. So he was in another country. He assaulted someone. The person who he assaulted didn't say, you know what, this is business. I just got assaulted. Yo, police, come deal with this boy. Yeah, like a sue him, blood clot. He didn't do none of that. He said, okay, if we're gonna do that, yo, Dana, you know, whoever else, let's do it then. Let's do it in the thing.
Let's do it like real athletes. Let's do it like the real martial artists we are. You know, let's do it like real men. Real man we are. Put your word against my word. You know what I mean?
Is it.
If you want to fight, let's fight.
And you would have thought, because that was the story. Look, the storyline was already there. He made hella money off the damn 3-piece and a soda merchandise and all that.
I can't believe my man made a merch out of it. Made like a freaking TV show. I couldn't believe it.
You know what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? With all that momentum, we won't book that fight. We'll give him Ben Askren.
Yeah.
And then that catapulted him to something else. Now, I think if, you know, jumping into the DeLorean and doing some little moves and stuff, if they would have put that fight together, depending on, no matter what the outcome would have been, and you know, Rocky would have took him the hell out. He still would have been a big star based upon that thing, you know, that fight, because it wouldn't be easy. I don't think it would be easy for Rocky to take him out. But he'd take him out again in the 4th round potentially, right?
He would piece him up everywhere. Like it would just be like one of them breaking down. Then my man's flat now, you get me? Then keel over. It's just that's how I see the fight going, you know. It's just but you seen how he performed against when he fought who did he fight? Usman,
yeah.
When he fought Usman.
Yeah.
He tried to say out short notice. He was preparing for that fight.
Of course he was.
He knew he was going to have that opportunity. Yeah. So he just didn't get it done.
Nah.
He didn't get it done. Out the window. That should have been Leon's shot again.
Exactly.
That should have been Leon's shot, man.
UFC champion, Birmingham, 170 division. That's what we should have been done had.
But it's coming.
It's coming now. Now to get onto, as you highlighted, this tearaway 170, or is he a 170? Is he 185? He looks pretty impressive. No, I'm talking about this Hamzat Chimaev.
Yeah. Oh,
he's looking crazy still.
Yeah, I was gassed about him until he signed up to fight Leon. You get me? Now you're an enemy. Now you're an enemy of the pack. Do you know what I mean? Now you're an enemy of the pack. I'm sorry, Hamza Chimaev. You've done some great performances about getting yourself into the UFC, but I feel like this is definitely bitten too much.
Way too much.
Bitten too much of the pie now. You get me? It's like
this is levels, man.
He performed and talked himself. Do you get me? So he done double hype, double build up, and man, I see Leon again taking him out every single way, even in the wrestling. Yeah, you guys don't sleep on Leon's wrestling.
I know.
Don't sleep on Leon's wrestling.
And the grappling. And the jiu-jitsu.
Do you know what I mean? Don't sleep on it. And then you have to contest with the stand-up skills and
the technical ability that Rocky possesses is
next level.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
So I see that fight only going one way. Only one way. And it can get stopped multiple ways.
Yeah, man. Because look what he did to Gunner.
But then, so this is great for Leon, right? So in terms of Hamza, however you say his name, he's got very good, massive amounts of hype in the UFC right now. And God willing, you know, that it passes over to Leon and it propels him in such a way where he can have so much control of his career that he can, you know, I just want the best for my guys. Of course, that's all I want. I just want the best for my guys, and I want the respect, and I want them to get what they're worth, and for him to get that, his dream, for him to get that title, 100%.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And we won't have to wait too long, because that's November 12th, is it, or something?
December.
Sorry, December even. December,
yeah. December 16th, if I remember, if I think. I can't think off the top of my head. I'm sure I said it's December something.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man.
exciting times.
Definitely. So back to you, man. Back to you with this free agency, man. Back to this free
Allow
agency.
me. We're not dancing.
Paint the picture. You've given us a little bit of a picture, but paint me a roadmap. If you want to throw organizations into it, by all means, specifically, but paint me a roadmap of how you see your career progressing, say, in the next sort of 18 months, 2 years.
So yeah, I guess I'll give you a 2-year plan. I do see myself at the moment. I'm edging towards the Middle East. I do see they're even through the COVID times, they're really popping things off and making things work out there. So I do see myself mixing around with promotions like Brave and promotions like UAE Warriors. They're the two main sort of ones I'm kind of looking at and seeing and seeing myself slotting there and causing a lot of noise and taking the titles and making a run and making a excel of my skills and making a career a big what's the word I'm looking, building my snowball. That's it. I want to build my snowball out there and really take momentum. It on. Yes, get the momentum flowing on my side and really just enjoy everything that this martial art life has to offer and make a bit of money for myself for sure. That's definitely on the top of my list too. I know I don't do this just for money, but definitely now since coming away from Bellator, I kind of want to keep in my head that I still want to be able to provide for myself. I still want to so I don't really want to be going through too many local shows where the money's just not right. We've got ourselves to a position where everyone should know their worth. And I think that's a common theme that should happen in MMA in general. Fighters need to be able to stand firm, need to be able to trust their management, to be able to stand firm for them and to be able to know your worth and call for more, call for your asking price, even on shows that are probably not paying that to anyone else. Just say, yo, this is what you need. This is what I need for me to be able to perform. And so if people are listening out there, they're new to MMA or maybe they've been doing MMA for a long time, this is a shout and a call out to you to know your worth, man. Ask for your price and don't be afraid to go somewhere else because you will be welcomed with open arms. If you really give your whole life to this and you really do train hard, you deserve to be paid. So that back to the career progression is go down that route with, especially it's still very vague at the moment because it's just being mapped out, nothing solid. But let's say UAE Warriors become world champion out there, dominate, move on to the UFC and build a massive legacy and become UFC world champion.
Definite. Because again, you still got, you're still very young in the career,
very young.
So very young. The sky ultimately is the limit in that respect.
The sky is the, and it's exciting. I'm telling you, like after the first day of going, I got cut. I can't believe I got cut. Then that excitement just built up in me. I was like,
opportunity.
I'm like, you can't stop what I'm going to achieve in this sport. You can't stop. You will see me in the UFC. You will see me as a world champion. It's going to happen. I'm gonna make sure it happens, Noble. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You heard it here first.
Hey, trust me, Rocky's already done his thing.
So Rocky opened a massive door for us in Birmingham. He when I was before I even started MMA, I was watching Rocky in Bama and watching him tear up the Bama scene. And I just started MMA for, I think maybe about 6 months. I'd started MMA, and then I had like one fight or maybe 2 fights in that time. And I was on Birmingham. I was on their Facebook. Leon Rocky was trying to message and trying to get where is he training? Where's he training? Found UTC, turned up. Rest was history.
Yeah.
Amazing guy.
Definite. And then now it's Renegade, right?
Renegade Jiu-Jitsu, yeah.
Yes.
So everyone's at the base out there, and it's looking nice. looking nice. Outstanding performance by Tom.
Oh
Outstanding
shit!
performance on
Yes,
UFC.
indeed.
Yeah.
Look
And
he looked ripped as hell. I've never seen him looking that like toned in any of his fights, man. What kind of conditioning is he doing now?
he's done a lot of gymnastics work, so a lot of body weight training,
Yeah.
and a lot of consistency. It's just a lot of consistency. He's having fun with training now, and it's really showing in his performances.
Oh yeah.
How he's just on. He's just on, man.
Point. That
On
was an
point.
excellent performance, man. That was
Mm-hmm.
excellence. And was it body shots that got him? Or was it the leg kick that opened him up and then?
No, it was he jabbed him.
It was a jab, innit? That was it.
A jab. Bang!
Strong jab.
One launch jab, boom. And just done. The guy didn't want no more after that. Just clapped him, dropped him with the jab. Dropped him with a jab. So good mechanics, good strength, good, just sharp, big time.
And he's a mastermind as well. He's a mastermind, so
yeah.
He knows what it is, man. He knows. There's some killers in that Renegade, man. You got Aiden as well.
Aiden Lee, spectacular performance in Milan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spectacular performance in Milan. He came out
crazy,
loose and heavy, as he was shouting. Big man in the cage. Loose and heavy, big man in the cage. And yeah, man. Even Fabian, like, it was close, really close fight.
Yeah.
Really close fight, and could have went even one or two ways.
But all right, then take your bias. Take the bias out of it. Who did you score it for? Because I scored it for Fabian.
You scored it for Fabian.
Yeah.
If I okay, I'll be honest. I think that the judges could have scored it if they scored it round one, just because of they seen the leg kicks from Van Steven as more
damaging,
more significant as the control, the hand control and the shots, the shots from Fabian. So that I think they gave Van Steven round one and round two, and then round three was Fabian all day.
Yeah.
That's how I seen it. So. And that's how Van Steven just squeezed it out, because round one was so tight, so close. They must have just gave him based on the leg kicks. That's all what really would land in.
I was going to say, because that's all he was really getting off on.
Yeah, that's it. And they weren't hurting Fabian or anything. It's just judges seen it as significant.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because
it wasn't the fight I expected.
Nah.
I thought it would have been.
Thought it was going to be a mad burner from the start.
Pretty much. It was still a very technical flipping 3-rounder, man. I thought, and also let's touch on that. It should have been a 5-rounder, man.
That should have been a 5-round fight.
That should have been. Then there would have been a definitive. He's definitely won, or he definitely won.
Yeah. That definitely should be a 5-round fight. But I feel like they're both very good athletes, very good mixed martial artists, and by the if it was a 5-round fight, Fabian stopping him. Fabian would have stopped him in that fourth. After that third round, Fabian would have stopped him in that fourth. And it's just like I have to watch it again because I haven't watched it since I was in Milan. But I remember watching it again when I was in Milan. I think I watched it twice. I remember watching it because I kept thinking, how did Fabian lose that fight? I kept saying, how did he lose that fight? How did he lose that fight? Like, did they give him a 10-8 in round two to Van Stevens?
You see, the scorecard wise, I can't remember what was actually scored. I just remember the decision. But I thought, in my opinion, Fabian had 2 rounds and my guy got 1 round. I gave him one round potentially. And I knew it was close.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think he did enough to get 2 rounds over Fabian. Fabian clearly had the 3rd round. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
He was done. He was gassed.
Done. Absolutely done. Nearly finished. Nearly finished, man. I
was screaming at the television, man.
Yeah, same. I was screaming. I was screaming for the whole thing. I missed round 1. I missed round one because I just came back from the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into the hotel, showered up, bathed and all that thing, and then I just got downstairs, and it was Fabian round 2, and that's what I seen. That was the first time I watched it, and then the second time I watched just to watch the round 1, and in the round 1 I seen the leg kicks, and I was like, that's probably what scored him the round. That's probably it.
Well, you know,
but yeah, these judges are fluky, man. These judges are flaky as hell.
Crazy flaky, unless you're crazy dominant. And even then, we've seen those weird decisions when someone has been totally dominated for 3 rounds, and then for some strange reason, it's a or a split decision to the other guy.
It's mad. And do you know another thing to take into account? It's sometimes hard when we're watching it. We're watching the whole fight, and we're zoning into who's winning this whole fight. Where it's interesting that you have to look at when the judges are judging it, they're judging it on a round by round basis.
Yes.
So you have to look at that as a round by round basis of who won that round, who lost that round. It don't care. It doesn't matter who ends up at the end of the fight more fucked, or more matched up. It's like if you won 3 rounds, say it's a 5-round fight, and you won 3 rounds, and he won 2, and then matched you up in them last 2.
Yeah.
You still won the fight.
Definitely.
Definitely. So out of my logic, I'm telling you, my logic does not work with these judges, because that still could be wrong.
It's the judging system. I mean, John McCarthy's done a good job in breaking down some of the aspects of what the judges are looking for and stuff. Control and what a takedown is, etc., etc. Now, for a casual or for even a quote unquote fanatical mixed martial artist, you still won't know. You as a fighter potentially don't know flipping what do I actually, apart from self-submitting, technically knocking someone out or knocking somebody out, what do I need to do to ensure if I can't do any of those 3 things, I'm going to win this thing?
Yeah, you just need to dominate, man. It just need to not leave it in the hands of the judges. Basically, it basically is that, because you could even I say dominate. We've seen people get dominated and still lose.
Yes,
still lose a decision. It's like crazy.
Well, I don't know what needs to be done, but
I know what needs to be done. We need to have actual fighters that are judging. People that have fought before, because it's just. I think what's going on now, I think they're kind of bringing people that have fought, but people who judge boxing maybe. So they're looking at things differently. They maybe don't even know about MMA too much.
Of course they don't.
Clearly.
No, elbow. Oh my God, he just kneed him.
He just knee him. What? Yeah, 10 points. 10 points to him.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah. Oh my God, he stuck his finger up. I like that. I swear these judges are thinking that, I've seen one picture of a judge before, and he was on his phone. He wasn't even looking at the fight. How can you even judge that? Yo, no, but you still there?
Oh, sorry. That was on Fight Island, right?
I think no. It wasn't UFC. It was some random picture.
No, UFC, man. I've seen that on
UFC. Well.
Yes.
One guy was holding
I was on their phone, and someone, I think it was someone pointed it out, and I'm sure there's like a screenshot of it or something, man. But yeah, man.
Dude, it's happened too many times. Not even watching the fight.
So
how can you judge that?
Yes.
What are you doing? Sack these judges. You need to get proper judges in, man. Proper judges. It's atrocious.
Yeah, and even just build. I mean, maybe for 2021, it's a case of okay, we're doing a new model now in regards to referees. We're no longer utilizing boxing referees. We've gone out and we've got Josh Barnett and whoever, and we're going to start there. In 6 months we're going to review it and see how and just build it, man, and create maybe a curriculum to teach them to be the best,
how to judge.
Yes.
Just like how there's a curriculum for the referees, and that that's really been I've seen one referee course before, maybe about 4 years ago. And it was like really booming, and that was kind of like the resurgence of it, like with Safe MMA and all that stuff popping in England. I remember that.
Was that John? Was John Goddard?
John Goddard, yeah, he was one of the leaders of doing all that. And I remember that was a massive change in the UK of the regulation of refereeing. I remember that needs to happen with judging.
Yes,
something along them lines.
Do you know what was driving that, or was it an incident that took place? What made that, was the catalyst of that taking place? Or
I think what was driving that was fighter safety. So, judging, where sometimes you get like bad referees that would, like, again, on the UFC, we're going to get to it. I know we're going to get to it. But Gaethje went sleep a long time before he needed to.
Jason Herzog.
Wow.
He tapped like 3 times, man.
He was excited about watching the fight. He was like, oh my God.
He's gassed. Yeah. It's actually happening.
It's happening. He was gassed to be there. And then, fuck, how many times we've seen this though?
No, but you know what? In Jason's defense, he rarely, I mean, the comments might kill me for saying this, but I rarely see him mess up, man.
Yeah. Facts.
He's normally on point.
Yeah, facts. You know what? He's normally very underneath the radar, which is a good thing as being a referee.
Yes.
I like Herb Dean. I like Herb Dean a lot, but he's been on the wrong end of a few.
Exactly. I like Herb as well.
I like Herb. Big shout out to Herb, man, but he's been on the wrong end of a few.
Especially with that Jai Herbert thing.
Yeah.
What
okay.
The fuck was that about, man?
Yeah, it was a mad decision, man. I remember watching it and thinking, stop the fight. Like, what the fuck? Like you were shouting, like, stop the fight at the screen. And I wonder what runs through a referee's mind. I'm trying to remember what he said, because I watched his apology, or I watched his explanation of the...
Because his hands were extended out.
What happened. Yes, that's what he was saying. So he was saying he was still intelligently doing something.
No, he wasn't.
Still intelligent.
He was stuck.
Yeah.
He was literally stuck in that position, man. You know what I mean? He was stuck. He wasn't intelligently defending. And my man stood over him like to say, yo, I ain't doing nothing. He's like, nah, man, you got to hit him. Yeah. It was bad. That was a bad decision by Herb Dean. But luckily, it wasn't as bad as Yakazami. What was it? You don't even see ref no more, the Japanese fella.
What fight did he mess up on?
he messed up on every fight, man. The worst one was who's the champion? Oh God, what's her name with the blonde hair?
Yamasaki. I know you're in about.
What's her name again? The 125 champion who fought Nunes twice. And she got the Shevchenko. That's it.
Oh, Valentino Shevchenko.
That's the one.
When she done the left head kick.
No, not even the head kick. She was ground and pounding this poor Brazilian girl into flipping oblivion. There was blood everywhere, man. She was in Paraguay or something. Yeah, man. This was probably about a year and a half ago. The poor girl was flipping, just destroyed, absolutely destroyed.
I'll be honest here. I don't really watch the women too tough, you know.
Right then, okay.
I don't know. I don't. It's just.
Is it a male thing that you don't want to see the women take the damage, or?
I pick and choose which. Like I heard there's some cracking women fights out there, and I have seen a few, but I pick and choose which ones I watch and stuff, and so I'm not really like up to date.
No, man, I need some more. I need some more detail, man. Why, man? Why are you picking and choosing on the women's fights? You don't find them entertaining enough, or like?
yeah. Like I just when I first was watching it, yeah, back. I'll admit now, back maybe like 3 years ago when the women's first came into it, I thought the skill level was just whack. Like
Oh yeah,
I was, they were just banging each other
yeah,
off like in their heads,
yeah,
and no one was getting knocked out or cut
yeah,
or anything like that. And it just was like I'm just thinking,
yeah.
I'm just looking at the screen like this, like, oh
Mm,
my God. I don't like watching boring fights.
yeah,
I watch so many fights, I don't want to waste my time watching boring
exactly.
fights.
I understand
So
that.
that's kind of what got me out of watching the women. And
Mm,
I really liked watching young Jacek. I loved watching her
yes,
style, I love watching her
yes.
fight. And I do like Shevchenko, but I don't think I've seen that fight. But that's
Oh,
it. Like pick one or two, and that's it.
okay, okay. You're missing
But
out.
I'm missing out. I need to revisit it
You
because
are, because the skill level has stepped up
it has.
dramatically.
I have seen some highlights.
Mm,
I have
yeah,
seen
man.
some highlights. So
I'll,
I'm not like against the women fighting. I actually love it. Do you know what I
yes.
mean? Because I
Equality in it, man.
remember,
Equality.
yeah. I'm not against the women fighting. I think it's amazing. I think we went back in the day when we are all in the bush. Women used to be violent,
Mm,
really violent, and they used to protect the kings, protect the queen, protect the whole pack.
exactly.
So um, I'm not against women fighting. I think it's amazing. I think it's sick what they do. But I've been lulled to sleep with some of the fights in the past I've seen. That's it.
Hey,
Man.
definite. Hey, sibling, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you? Throw your socials out there.
Oh, as always, Jedi Akes. So it's J3DIAKES. So you find me across all social media platforms. And type my name in Akon Wanliss and stay tuned. Big things are coming in the future.
Big news coming soon. You hear that right
Mm-hmm,
here.
mm-hmm.
Make sure if you haven't subscribed to Akon's page, go subscribe across all the platforms. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.